You missed it. What you missed. Luka Doncic, the Lakers on the road, taking on the Thunder, first quarter off a Laker turnover. Jalen Williams, J-Dub, steals, gets it to Lou Dort. Again, as you mentioned, big game, he just had it going early, especially from deep.
And you could tell defensively, as you can see, another turnover, loose pass, not warding off the defender as you receive the pass. As aggressive as Dort and Oklahoma were, you really got to hold them off defensively. Another area pass inside. Ayton not able to hold on there, and then no transition defense. You can just tell that physically Oklahoma was putting it to the Lakers until Austin gets into a three-point range with the three, Allie.
That right there, his first bucket for the Lakers. OKC maintains control off a missed Laker three. Chet with the board, passes to SGA for the layup in transition. Again, Thunder just out and rolling. You mentioned those turnovers early. The Thunder forced 8 turnovers for 14 Thunder points in the first quarter alone.
Yeah, and 7 of them were what I call active turnovers, not like you're stepping out of bounds if you're the Lakers or a shot clock violation. 7 steals for the Thunder. You know, that's going to create opportunities pretty quickly sometimes at the other end. JJ
was forced there moments ago to call a second timeout in the first quarter.
Lakers. Right there. Yep. That stop. I wonder if that sudden stop on that layup there aggravated because he started to feel that hamstring after that play.
Isaiah Joe missed 3. Offensive rebound for the Thunder. No one guarding him.
Uncontested.
Yeah, the OKC did have a lot of open looks tonight. Part of that is when you get down that much in the first quarter, it's hard to keep up defensive intensity.
Jared McCain running layup. And moments later, J-Dub down the lane gets the jumper to go. OKC getting anything and everything. Laker ball. Jake LaRavia, the running dunk for us.
Yeah, I thought he was okay tonight. You know, he had a tough challenge of trying to guard SGA and made him take 25 shots to get 28 points. Nice play there on offense.
There's no stopping the Thunder.
Yeah, second chance opportunities happen a lot. The Lakers couldn't secure the rebound and just demoralized their defense. It's Austin Reeves getting in the paint with a nice little floater.
Few plays later, SGA, straight to the rack, little resistance, 76-41 LA. With it, Jackson receiving in from the Austin Reeves alley-oop, but it doesn't matter. Big game SGA doing his thing.
SGA going into the teeth of the defense, two-hand layup and gets the foul. Kind of cuts off Jackson Hayes' leaping ability right there when he leaned in with his right, took his angle off and was able to complete the play. LeBron James taking advantage of a mismatch over Dort, two-hand slam.
A baseline spin, like someone else I know.
Spin move.
That was his first bucket of the night, by the way. Lakers trailed 82-51 at the end of the half. Third quarter, offensive rebound, SGA. 3-ball. Moments later, Luka. Pull up Jay. Gets it to go.
If you're the Lakers, you're hoping for like a 9-0 run, something to get you back in the game at this point.
There's the moment. And it's scary. When you let the ball go out of bounds on your own, that's when you know something's wrong.
Well, Brad's brought up a point as he was watching. You know, Brad was like, I hope it's not his Achilles when you brought that up, Brad.
Well, the way he reacted, he reacted he was so upset. He was so angry. You know, you could tell he was really upset. And thankfully, when you see him walk like that, you're like, okay, it's nothing too serious.
Yeah, Kobe's the only one I've seen walk on a torn Achilles.
Yeah, you got that right.
Isaiah Joe off the bench. He had 20. He was 6 of 8 from 3 as he knocks down that corner 3-ball. Thunder in transition. Finds Isaiah Joe again off the kick out from SGA. End of the third. Oh, by the way, they've got a guy named Cason Wallace. One of the toughest defenders in the league, but he can also hit the 3. Lakers down big, like big. Fourth quarter we go. Ronnie James Jr. wing 3. Buckets.
You can see the developmental league is really helping Bronny poise and calm down as you see a nice pass to Jake LaRavia for the slam, Allie, from Vanderbilt.
That was Vando. He had a couple nice passes in that fourth quarter.
Thunderball. Hooper and TikTok star Jared McCain, the running finger roll layup. Made it 127-82. The final 139-96. The Thunder roll the Lakers. Behind SGA's 28, Isaiah Joe off the bench had 20 on 6 of 8 from deep. Lou Dort, he had it going early. He also left the game due to injury, but he got hot to start the game. He had 14 as the Lakers begin the month of April with a loss. Reminder, next up for the Lakers, it's an Easter Sunday matchup with the Dallas Mavericks on NBC. Tip-off set for 4:30. We'll have pregame coverage starting at 3:30 right here on Spectrum Sportsnet. Huge loss on the court, but the big story, superstar Luka Doncic exited the game with a hamstring injury. We'll hear from LeBron James when we return.
I went back to get a rebound, overextended a little bit, and I felt something. I feel decent now, so yeah, we'll see.
Just what's the emotional challenge of seeing something like Luka at this stage of the season go down, even as you guys don't know, how long you'll be without him at this point? How do you guys handle that as a team?
Yeah, and I mean, you wish for the best. Obviously, you don't want to see anybody, get hurt. But you just, hold on to some faith for the best news possible. And, as I've gotten to know him the last year and a half, he's a competitor, so he'll do all he can do to put himself in a position to, come back when he can.
Were you able to talk to him after the game?
Nah.
Well, Boston, what happened to you on that rebound? And I guess, how are you feeling now?
I just said I just overextended a little bit. I don't know what exactly happened. But got some treatment on it at halftime, and was able to play. So, that's a good sign.
Well, you guys had, I think it was 8 turnovers in the first 7.5 minutes. So what were the factors that you saw that kind of led to that?
Well, I did a poor job, starting the game. I had a couple turnovers back to back, and I think I might have had 4 in that first quarter. I just got to do better, give ourselves a better opportunity to get to a better start.
We've heard you JJ's talk about kind of wanting to exercise the playoff mentality at this point in the season. What kind of improvement do you guys need to make going forward for these last 5 games in terms of making sure you're tapping into that playoff mentality even before the playoffs start?
Just continue to do what we have been doing. I feel like we've, been really good recently. Tonight was obviously not what we wanted, but we don't need to overlook the fact that we've been playing good basketball, and what we're capable of. We'll watch film either tomorrow or Saturday and learn from this and then move forward.
To your point, I think this is just the 3rd loss in the last 19 games. But JJ did tell us pregame that you guys know what time it is, marquee matchup against the defending champs. How do you, I guess, kind of square that away when you guys have been playing as well recently, but it is still a loss to a team like this at this point in the season?
They beat the shit out of us, but they're the defending champs. We've got to, be better. I don't know. I mean, losing always sucks. It don't matter if you lose by 1 or 50. A loss is a loss. That's kind of how I look at it.
Indeed. I can't say what he and LeBron said, but you get the point. Big game, you're going to do Access 360.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Talk about the defense. I know, it's over. Talk about the defense the Lakers have been playing. Oklahoma has great offense, but their defense is where they succeed, and you're going to take a look at some really good defense right here. Pick and roll, you would think that LeBron was going to be open, but look at that wall. It's like the wall of China right there. And, they try to slip that little pocket pass in there, and it gets stolen, and they're off and running. And you can see Jalen gets into the threat area, collapses the defense, and Dort, of all people, I think he was 4 or 5 from 3 in the first quarter. And here again, you're looking for a pick and roll. They don't allow any, penetration or collapsing downhill. And what happens is Hartenstein didn't go for the fake. He stayed home with Ayton, who was closer to the bucket, and poor transition defense, a little jog back. I think the Lakers were, really intimidated by the defense in the first half. You see a 2-on-1 here. LeBron is wide open, and you're going to see Luka make the pass. But as you can see, they never stop. I think this time they got the lob. Okay. The defense stopped him once again. He had the lob, but didn't pull the trigger fast enough. Another turnover. They're out and running once again. And Dort was just feeling it tonight. Here's Luka trying to create some space in the pick and roll. This time they don't switch. Dort stays with him. You see Holmgren with his back turned. Somehow he's going to turn in time to create a little trap down there. Ball's off of Luka. He's very frustrated with not being able to get inside the defense and get easier shots. Here's Shea getting to the rim at will. No resistance. They were shocked. They got shell shocked on the defensive end with the wall of defense that they had, the turnovers. Transition defense is poor. Oklahoma making a lot of shots, and they just could not recover from that punch.
James, the Lakers had a great run of defense in the month of March. They tied for 9th in defensive rating during those 31 days. I'll tell you what, OKC's been a great defensive team all season. They're number 1 in the league in defensive rating, Allie. It's not even that close. They're almost 3 points ahead of the second best defensive team, the Detroit Pistons. So just, James, you documented it perfectly. That's a choking, suffocating defense. It's hard to find little pockets to attack on any given night.
They made you earn that one. That was well done. I do want to talk a little Austin Reeves, guys, because as we pointed out as well, he had been holding his back a little bit. It was good to hear him say that he feels good now. Obviously, we'll see how that feels tomorrow for him. But on a night like tonight, when he takes accountability, obviously, from a team standpoint, never likes to lose. Obviously, no matter if you lose by a lot or a little, a loss is a loss. But also, when it comes to teams, there's not a lot, but ones that kind of give him some trouble. It's the length, it's the physicality. He obviously took accountability for the turnovers he had early, but he finished with 15 tonight. What'd you make of his game?
Yeah, I mean, Austin's going to compete. He's going to fight hard, but sometimes he goes up against teams that have players like Dort, Williams. Caruso didn't play tonight, but he's another one. And they are physical, and they really are stronger, than Austin, in my opinion, and that gives him a problem. He likes to handle the ball a lot. They're really good defensive players when someone is handling the ball. So some of his skills of, crossovers and getting, by players is not always there when you play against the Oklahomas. We saw it against Minnesota. We saw it against Boston. Those are the type of teams that, are physical. And so Austin understands that, and he always has a comeback, a game plan. You can just see it in his face. He hates to lose. He hates to be taken advantage of. And he'll find a way, I think, to try to snap back. That little pull muscle or cramp he got kind of, hampered him a little bit. He couldn't really get going, but hates to lose. You can see it on his face. He's the type of guy you want on your team to try to snap back.
Yeah, Austin Reeves in front of his locker after a bad loss. His facial expressions, it's a meme.
Says it all.
I mean, he really feels these losses, Allie, and not a great night for him tonight. Scoring-wise, he was fine, but he had 1 assist and 4 turnovers. That's very unlike him. And Dave McMenamin just asked LeBron, you guys have done really well since the All-Star break because you protect the ball really well. Obviously, that was not the case tonight for the team or for Austin Reeves in particular tonight. That's very, very unlike him. He's very good with the ball in his hands, really takes care of it. Typically, defense had a lot to say about that tonight, though.
To your point, they forced 18 turnovers for 24 Thunder points. Jake LaRavia ran with the starters once again. Had 6 points, 8 boards in OKC. Jake weighs in on the Lakers' loss and Luka Doncic's injury after the break.